I've helped international clients invest millions of dollars in Dubai real estate, and I know for a fact that many first-time investors have absolutely no idea where to start, what to do, or more importantly, what to avoid when it comes to deploying their capital. So today, I'm going to walk you through everything you need to know before you invest a single penny. I'm Salma Jawal, real estate broker in Dubai, and let's start with a question that everyone is asking right now. Is now a good time to invest in Dubai real estate? The short answer is yes. Dubai is still a great place for real estate investing. First of all, global interest just keeps growing because Dubai's population is rapidly increasing. Last year alone, more than 200,000 people moved here. On top of that, Dubai is the #1 city for millionaires and billionaires immigration. Roughly 10,000 of them moved here in 2025. High net worth individuals have a huge intent to invest in this market. Knight Frank reported that about 50% of people with a net worth of $15 million or more plan to invest in Dubai real estate in the near future. This matters because more people moving and investing here naturally pushes market prices up. Second, real estate in Dubai generates really high returns. For instance, the average rental yield here is roughly 2 times higher compared to other global cities like London, New York, Singapore, or Hong Kong. And point number 3 is that it's not the Wild West anymore. The Dubai market is heavily regulated now. There are mandatory escrow accounts and a lot of government control, which makes the city a much safer and more predictable place for investors. But there is a downside. As the market matures, you cannot just buy any random property and expect high returns anymore. Investors have to be very selective. Question number 2. What benefit do I get as a Dubai property owner? In addition to potentially high returns, you get residency. There are 2 main types of property investor visas in Dubai. The first is the standard investor visa, which gives you a 2-year renewable residency. It's used to require a minimum investment of 750,000 dirhams, around $200,000. However, the government recently changed this rule and completely removed the minimum property value for sole owners. Now, as long as you fully own a completed residential property, you can apply for residency regardless of the price. With this visa, you need to visit Dubai at least once every 6 months, and it gives you access to local bank accounts and other essential residence features. The second option is the 10-year golden visa. To qualify, you need to buy property worth 2 million dirhams or more, exactly $546,000. The massive perks here are that the visa stays active for 10 years. There is no requirement to visit Dubai every 6 months to keep it. And you can sponsor your spouse, kids, and parents. Plus, you don't even have to pay the full 2 million dirhams upfront. You can buy a qualifying property with just 20% down payment, pay the 4% DLD fee, which works just like notary fees, and apply right away. That means you can become a golden visa holder even before your property is completed. Question number 3. How much money do I need to buy a property in Dubai? The minimum is around 600,000 dirhams, roughly $163,000. That's enough to secure a studio in affordable residential area. These types of property are great for generating steady rental income, but don't expect much when it comes to capital appreciation. The main areas where you can find properties at this price point are Dubai South, GLRC, Sports City, and few others. In the same neighborhoods, 1-bedroom go for 1.1 million dirhams or $300,000, while 2-bedroom apartment will sit closer to 1.6 million dirhams, which is roughly $440,000. Now, if you want to get into areas with strong potential for capital appreciation, the entry ticket is a bit higher. You're looking at anywhere between 2 to 3 million dirhams or about $500,000 to $800,000. For example, that's exactly what you need to purchase 1-bedroom apartment on Dubai Islands. If you're looking to invest in a house, the baseline for a good townhouse is roughly 3 to 4 million dirhams, $800,000 to $1.1 million. If you want a fully detached villa, you're looking at a higher price point, starting right around 5 million dirhams, $1.36 million. Question number 4. What are the property acquisition costs in Dubai? For off-plan properties, your main costs are simply the purchase price, plus the 4% Dubai land apartment fees, which we call the DLZ fee. On top of that, there are just small administration fee, usually around 5,000 dirhams or $1,500. If you're buying in the secondary market, the costs look a bit different. You will pay the purchase price, plus the 4% DLD fee, 2% agency fee, plus trustee and legal registration fees, which usually come out to a flat rate of roughly 4,000 to 5,000 dirhams. Question number 5. What would be my expenses after I purchase a property in Dubai? First, service charges. These are the annual maintenance fee you pay to the developer to look after common areas like pools, gyms, and parking. They vary based on the building luxury level, but the standard rate is 12 to 20 dirhams per square foot. That's about $3 to $5. So for typical one-bedroom, expect to pay around $2,000 to $3,000 a year. The second bucket is the Dubai Municipality housing fee, which is exactly 5% of the property annual rental value. It's split into 12 monthly payments and added straight to the DEWA bill. If you rent out your property, your tenant's covered through their contract. But if you leave it vacant or live in it yourself as an expat, you pay it based on the area's average RERA rental index. Question number 6. How much money can I make from Dubai real estate? The range is pretty wide, but the averages give you a clear picture. Over the last 3 years, the average apartment grew in value by around 30%. In the exact same time frame, the average house skyrocketed by more than 60%. When it comes to cash flow, the average net rental yield in Dubai after service charges sits between 5 to 6%. But you can definitely outperform the average. With a strategic, well-chosen investment, hitting 7 or 8% net yield is easily achievable. Question number 7. How to know if the Dubai property investment is good? Simple. You reach out to us, to SJ Real Estate. We are a real estate advisory and a brokerage firm, and what sets us apart is that we're strictly investor focused. Every single recommendation we make is 100% data driven. We run all the numbers for you, and we always ensure our clients are completely informed before making a decision. Because of that, we're perfectly positioned to work with investors of all sizes, from first-time buyers to large investment funds. Question number 8. How do I know if a specific Dubai property is worth investing in? Let me give you a quick framework. If your main goal is cash flow, your target net rental yield should be at least 7%. Remember to subtract the service charges first and always base your math on actual market rent for similar property in that specific building or area. The 7% benchmark applies to both ready and off-plan properties. Here's why. If you buy ready property with a mortgage, a 7% net yield is generally enough for the rent to completely cover your mortgage payments. For off-plan, if the projected yield is under 7%, keep looking. There are way better opportunities out there. Now, if your goal is capital appreciation, here's a quick checklist. The more boxes you tick, the better the investment. 1. An early stage area. You want to buy in early so the developer keeps launching new phases and naturally pushing your property value up. Then, a master plan community. If an area does not have a solid master plan, it does not have a future. A reliable developer. Stick to developers with a proven track record for delivering on time and building quality projects that grow in value. Then, a price gap. Look for off-plan properties priced lower than the existing ready alternatives in the same neighborhood. Then, low supply. The fewer competing properties in the pipeline, the better. High uniqueness. Go for iconic location, premium beachfront communities, or high undersupplied layouts like townhouses, villas, and penthouses. Question number 9. What are the best areas to invest in real estate in Dubai? The answer is going to look different depending on your budget, and we actually have a separate video breaking that down. But generally, the 2 strongest areas for real estate investment in Dubai right now are Dubai Islands and Dubai South. Take Dubai Islands is an early stage area and only 30% of all the planned units are sold as of now. It's master plan community designed to be highly appealing to both tourists and residents. Plus, the price gap compared to other similar areas in Dubai is huge. You're getting a private beach access, which is super rare in Dubai. In a beachfront market where supply is strictly limited, beachfront areas are always some of the fastest growing in Dubai, making this a prime spot for value appreciation. Question number 10. What are the best developer to invest with in Dubai? Well, it depends on your goals. There is no single best developer, and projects differ. But generally speaking, Bingati, for example, is good for cashing out quickly. Imar is the best at building large-scale, closed master communities. Ennington almost always grow faster than the markets. Iman always deliver exceptional rental yields. And there are many more great developers, many of them are completely under the radar. Nobody knows about them, but they are delivering huge returns. Question 11. Should I buy a ready or an off-plan property? Ready properties are better if you want to start generating cash flow as fast as possible. They are mostly attractive to residents because of easy access to mortgages. If you are a foreign investor, you will have to pay 40% down payment and your interest rate will be higher compared to residents. So, for more overseas investors, ready properties are usually not the number one choice. The go-to strategy is off-plan. With off-plan, if you choose the right unit, you can usually get a higher value appreciation compared to ready properties. Off-plan is also easier in terms of financing because developers offer flexible payment plans. You pay a certain portion during construction and the remaining parts on handover. Question 12. Can I get a discount if I invest in property in Dubai now? Yes, you can. Even with off-plan properties, sometimes just for asking. It does not work with super high demand projects, but normally you can get 1 to 3% off with some developers. Option number 2 is making a larger down payment. Your discount in this case can be up to 10% with good medium-sized developers. And the third way is buying in bulk. Buying a full floor or several units can get you 20% and sometimes even 30% off with certain developers. Question 13. How much money do I need to pay upfront? You pay 1 to 2% to book the unit. You sign the booking form, and then you need to pay the down payment, which is 20%, minus the booking fees you already paid. Also, at this stage, you pay the DLD fee, which is 4%, and the admin fees, which is roughly 5,000 dirhams. For a secondary market, if you're using a mortgage, the down payment depends on the bank's terms and your circumstances. For residents, is normally 20% if it's first mortgage. For non-residents, is 40%, and you also pay the 40% DLD fee, the brokerage fee, and the trustee fee. Question 14. Do I need to visit Dubai to buy a property? No. If you're purchasing an offline property from a developer, everything can be done fully remotely. If it's secondary market property, then yes, you need to visit Dubai. Either you or your legal representative must be present in Dubai during the transaction. Question 15. What is the process of buying a ready property in Dubai? There are 7 steps. Step 1. Agree on terms with your agent. Typically, it's 2% brokerage fee. Step 2. An agent looks for properties that meet your requirements and arranges the viewings. Step 3. Once you've found the property, you issue a check as a deposit. This should be at least 10% of the property price. Step 4. You sign the Memorandum of Understanding, or the MOU. This is an official document from the Dubai Land Department that details the sales terms. Step 5. You hand over the deposit check. Step 6. You finalize the property transfer. It happens at a trustee office. This is also the exact moment when you pay the DLD fees, and you must be in Dubai when it happens. Step 7. The Dubai Land Department issues the title deed in your name. Question 16. What is the process of buying an off-plan property in Dubai? It's pretty straightforward. Just 5 steps. Step 1. You submit an expression of interest. It's mandatory step if the project hasn't launched yet. If the project is already launched and selling, you can skip it. Step 2. You book the apartment. You sign the booking form and transfer the booking fee to the developer's account or an escrow account. In a way, this is a point of no return. If you sign the booking form and then decide to back out, you lose the money you've already paid. Step 3. You make the down payment and you pay the 4% Dubai Land Department DLD fee to register your property. Step 4. You sign the sales and purchase agreement (SPA), and the developer issues your OCUD certificate, which is your official interim title deed while the building is under construction. Step 5. You pay according to the payment plan and the property gets handed over when it's completed. On handover, you do the snagging, meaning you inspect the property. And when the snagging is done, it's fully yours and you get the final title deed. Question 17. What are the payment options available in Dubai? You can use a bank transfer, cash, crypto, or credit card. Keep in mind that for cash and crypto, some developers accept them and some don't, but the options are absolutely there. Question 18. What if I fail to pay? First, there is a grace period. The developer will notify you about the missed payment. Then the developer will go to the Dubai Land Department, DLD, and they will issue an official notice. You are given 30 days to settle the payment. If this notice does not help, then the purchase will be cancelled. The developer can keep a certain portion of your money or auction the property, depending on the property development stage. Question 19. Which documents will prove my property rights in the UAE? During the offline stage, the key documents are the Sales and Purchase Agreement (SPA) and the UCUD certificate. UCUD is essentially an interim title deed for properties that are not completed yet, ensuring your rights are protected during construction. Once the property is fully completed and handed over, the interim certificate converts into permanent title deed, which is the main proof of ownership for ready properties. Question 20. Is it possible to resell a property during construction in Dubai? Yes, but it's harder than you think. First, there are strict limitations in your SPA. The Dubai Land Department and major developers typically require you to have paid at least 30 to 40% of the property price before you are legally allowed to resell. Next, even if you find a buyer, the developer won't issue the NOC until you hit that payment threshold and all your payments are fully up to date. Finally, flipping a property for a quick appreciation during construction is very difficult in the current 2026 market. With massive pipelines of new launches offering very competitive payment plans directly to buyers, finding a secondary buyer willing to pay you cash upfront is rare. Because of these conditions, I wouldn't suggest a short-term flipping strategy for most investors right now. Question 21. Do I need to furnish an apartment before renting it out? For long-term contracts, no. Most properties in Dubai are rented and furnished because long-term tenants usually prefer to bring or buy their own furniture. However, for short-term rentals like Airbnb or holiday homes, yes, you absolutely must furnish it completely. If you are debating which route to go, keep in mind that furnishing an apartment requires a higher upfront cost and ongoing maintenance. But short-term rentals typically yield higher rental income to offset those expenses. For a hassle-free investment, long-term and unfurnished is always the simpler choice. In Dubai, tenant placement is traditionally free for the landlord, as the tenant pays the standard 5% agency commission. For short-term rentals, you must hire a licensed property management company because the operations are more complex. They handle dynamic pricing, guest sourcing, 24/7 support, cleaning, and strict regulatory compliance with the DET, Department of Economy and Tourism. In exchange, these management firms operate on revenue share model, typically charging between 15 to 25% on the gross rental income. Both paths allows you to hands-off manage your investment seamlessly. That's all for today. This video is a great first step, but to make a truly smart investment, you need to look at the specific neighborhoods. In my channel, I have a video where I'm breaking down Dubai's top areas, comparing rental yields, capital appreciation, and which communities give you the highest return on your money right now. Make sure to hit subscribe so you don't miss my videos. I'm Selma, and I will see you in the next one.